Hey YouTube, Dawson Ryder here with my happy January 5th vlog. I said that I was going to do a special end of the year / beginning of the year vlog in my last vlog, I believe. If I didn't, I thought about saying it. And I was supposed to do it on, I just call myself an it. I was supposed to do it on New Year's Eve or day, but I kind of forgot. And then every time I thought about filming it, it would be nighttime, so the lighting would be awful in here. The lighting, actually, it looks a little bit better to me in the camera right now, but the lighting in here is really crappy for vlogs in the last dozen or so. I don't know. So that's one of the things I'm going to try to fix this year, is hopefully make vlogs look a little bit better. But anyway, the bottom line is I kept forgetting like usual, so... So this vlog is going to be pretty random. There's no unboxings or anything. It's just essentially sort of a ramble. I'll give my best and worst toys of the year, which I already gave in... the podcast, which I'll probably link to down there because we went over our favorite and least favorite shows and everything like that. But I thought since this is my reviewing channel, I could do that. I'll talk a little bit about what to expect from the channel, and then just talk about general other stuff. So we'll do the best worst thing, get out of the way first. For best rider toy, I gave it to the Sengoku driver because it's really, really cool. If you watch my review for it, you know I really like it. I've really been liking Gaim, but I think it's just a really awesome toy, and the gimmick this year for Lock Seeds is probably the most fun I've had since Guy Memories. Not that I didn't like medals and rings, which I thought were neat, but just in terms of pure fun. And I think just the fact that it all sort of works together and they have sounds of both the driver and the Lock Seeds is cool. The worst toy, which I amended after Shuki reminded me of it, is the Drago Timer. It was sort of a cool idea in the show, but the toy is so annoying. It's not that cool, and it's really annoying with its little gear. So that was definitely the worst rider toy this year. As for Sentai, the best toy, I gave it to the Galba Revolver, which I have in the canon right here. But it was tough because I liked a lot of the Kyoryuger toy line. I almost gave it to Minitira for being adorable. Pointing to him, you can't even see him. And I almost gave it to Kyoryujin, which is up there, because it was awesome to have a Sentai mech that kind of read stuff like a Morpher or a Beltwood and Rider. But I gave it to the Galba Revolver just because it's such a badass changer, and it has so many sounds, and I just really loved it overall. So, worst Sentai toy, what did I... Oh yeah, I gave it to Super Sentai Judenshi. Just because I am kind of fatigued at the whole past gimmick, or past series goes into current gimmick thing. Though admittedly, the Rider Lock Seeds are pretty cool, and I'll probably be getting quite a bit of them eventually, when I get my hands on them. But, I thought it didn't work this year. I thought they didn't look that cool. Minitira did give the Sentai one some better sounds, but still, it was probably my least favorite past gimmick in the current year's gimmick we've had out of any Sentai or Rider series, so I just thought they were boring. As for Power Rangers toy, I did end up giving the best Power Rangers toy to the Legacy Morpher, even though I'm not a huge MMPR or G-Ranger fan. It was a really good toy, a nice collector's piece, really well done. There was a lot of good stuff in the Megaforce line this year, but nothing that really stood out. The Legendary Morpher, while I liked it, I did prefer the Gosei Morpher, so I just didn't feel like giving it Toy of the Year. Not the Gosei Morpher, but the Legendary Morpher, so... And even though MMPR nostalginess annoys the hell out of me, it was a good toy. Worst PR toy, I gave it to any of the Cycle toys. I said in the vlog, in the podcast, the header gimmick, combining it with the Cycles is actually pretty neat, but the Cycle figures are so god-awful. It's like unacceptable. Like, I usually defend Bandai of America because they have to make different decisions here, but there's really no excuse for how crappy the Cycle figures are. And something I mention frequently is I kind of am harder on them on this because I collect Ben 10 stuff. I'm pointing and you can't even see where this stuff is. But they do a really good job on the Ben 10 stuff, which is part of the reason I give them a hard time on painted weapons, because they paint the weapons on Ben 10 figures. I frequently use the example of they painted an alien laser lance weapon, which is gray in the show, but they painted it for Ben 10, but they don't do anything for Power Rangers. And the Cycle figures, I don't collect many of them. I think I've only gotten 2 since I've gotten into the series, but they almost always have a unique figure. They had the Cycle version of Omniverse Ben. Granted, it doesn't have very much articulation, but it's a unique painted figure that has his suit in it, and it's not just a piece of plastic with a visor. So yeah, that was a long rant, but the Cycle figures are unacceptable. Figure arts wise, this year had some pretty solid figure arts, but there wasn't quite as many truly standout ones for me. There wasn't actually any riders in my best and worst this year. There were some good... I'm looking over there because the figure arts are there. This vlog should be called Pointing Around My Room, the vlog. But there were some good rider figure arts. Like, the Ryuki and Deno ones are almost always really great figures. But because we had sort of already gotten the beginning of those lines where you think, man, this is a really good mold, there wasn't really any standouts. So for best, I ended up giving it to Hurricane Red because I really liked his mold. I like Hurricaneger, and I didn't want to give it to the Georanger figure arts, even though those are also great figure arts. For worst, I actually gave worst figure art of the year to Ranger from Die Ranger. Even though I said this in the podcast as well, I think that the Wizard mold definitely is a contender for worst figure art of the year, because that mold is pretty bad. But the thing about Ranger is I was really looking forward to it, because I've always liked the designs, and I just watched Die Ranger this year, and so I was pretty hyped to get it, and it was just really disappointing. It had a giant's head and its mold was lanky. And then I think I just gave best toy overall to Lockseeds for pretty much the reasons I mentioned. It's just a whole lot of fun. So that was my best and worst toys of the year. Sorry if I talked a little fast and did a lot of pointing, but that was pretty much it. Like I said, I'll link to the podcast in the description, and if you want to listen to it, it's pretty funny. It's our best and worst 2013. We did the toys, and then we also did Toku and non-Toku shows and movies and all that fun stuff. While insulting people, probably. As for anything else in this vlog, I wanted to take the opportunity in this vlog, since it's a new year, to just kind of thank everybody for their support. I've been doing this like 4 years now? 4? I think a little over 4, because I've known my friends for 4. I've been doing the podcast for 4. Math is hard. But I've been doing this for a long time, and I honestly never expected to get this far, and I just want to say, because I really don't say it that often, that I really appreciate everybody that supported me on the channel. All my friends I've made through it. I've made some of the best friends I've had in this hobby, but then also just the people that have been watching my videos, whether you're new or you've been with me for years. I just really appreciate it, because I know I can be an asshole sometimes. I know I'm an asshole. 90% of my replies to comments on YouTube are either sarcastic remarks or How I Met Your Mother references. So I know I can be like that, and I rarely answer. I mean, I get rid of those questions, but I understand there's innocent people that will ask, like, where did you buy this, or you know, where'd you watch this? And they're not trying to be malicious, but I will be downright mean because I'm annoyed by that question. So I know I can be a jerk. But I just want to say I appreciate you still supporting me, and those of you that, you know, treads through my assholishness. But yeah, and I apologize. I've been pretty bad in this past few months about replying to comments. I hate to be one of those people with that whole Google Plus integration thing really threw me off, and I haven't been seeing comments as often anymore, and I still don't know where my personal messages are. So, if I haven't answered you, I'm sorry. And then some of them, like, commenters, will get to them before me with the answers. So, yeah, I just want to say thanks, and thanks for putting up with my shenaniganery. But I promise that my answers to your questions will still be How I Met Your Mother references, or, like, The Office. Whatever sitcom fits the situation, it will probably be a sarcastic remark or a reference. But I will probably answer some of them sincerely. We'll find out. But so, after saying thanks, I also wanted to ask you guys, with the new year, what you want to see from me. Is there any improvements you'd like to see in my videos? Anything you'd like me to do better? You think I could do better? Is there anything you'd like to see specifically from the channel? Whether it's an old item, or if there's something else you'd like to see that I don't really review. What would you like to see first? Because my main stuff is, you know, Rider, Sentai, Power Rangers, and Ben 10. And I sort of cater to what gets better views depending on what I put up first, but is there anything you'd like to see me focus on first? Like when I get my Ami box, if you watch these vlogs, you know I get an Ami box that generally has a mismatch of those things, except for the Power Rangers. Is there anything you'd like to see first? I'd like to know that. I'm still going to kind of pay attention to the views and like what people want to see first, but I'd like to know, like, out of the Gaim stuff, would you prefer to see like the arm change figures first, or would you want to see the Lockseeds first? In this last batch, I went for the arm change figures first because they had the most heavy editing and I wanted to get out of the way. That was the reason for that. But so yeah, just let me know what you'd like to see from the channel. I'm not going to shave my arms. People complain about my hairy arms. I would feel weird about that, and I'm sorry, I'm not going to do that. But anything in the reviews you think I could do better, just let me know. Anything you personally want to see, or what you want me to see focus on first. As for plans for the channel, nothing too major shakeups. I'm going to stick with the same stuff. I'm going to continue reviewing Gaim throughout the year, reviewing Tokuger. I plan on getting probably most of the stuff. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get the mecha too, even though they don't look that great. But as of right now, I'm pretty sure I'm going to stick with it. Because even if I didn't get it now, I'd end up backlogging later. I'm still going to be reviewing Super Mega Force stuff. I am still reviewing Ben 10 when they decide to trickle out their toys. I'm hoping that they make a comeback. There was a few little, you know, things spotted this last holiday season, but I hope it comes back full force. I know I've been saying that, but I'm still reviewing that. I'm not picking up anything new that I know of. I will review the occasional random thing if Tamashii does it, like a Metabot figure, a Digimon figure, a Pokemon figure. If that, but that's pretty normal. There's nothing else I'm major picking up. I still plan on doing my retro reviews. I haven't gotten much time to focus on them, but throughout the year expect random retro reviews. Speaking of back here, I've been thinking for like a couple weeks that I should do a collection video. I've gotten quite a bit of requests for that ever since I did my last one to do an update. And I never did it because my room can be generally kind of cluttered. And then displays will fall over and I just won't get to picking them up because there's so many of them. But over this break, I actually have spent quite a bit of time cleaning it up and rearranging. So other than this section right here is not really stuff falling over, but this section hasn't been dusted. Not since like the beginning of time, but in terms of recently. So this is going to be the only section that might not be freshly dusted and freshly rearranged when I do the thing. But pretty much everything else in the room I have dusted and rearranged in the past few weeks. So I might, in the next 2 weeks, do a collection video. And since the last time I did it, there was that time restriction and I wasn't a partner, it had to be 2 parts, but this one can be 1 video. It'll just essentially be me going around the room showing you the displays and stuff. So I'll probably do that in the next 2 weeks. But just be warned, I don't know if you could be able to see it, but this is the only one that hasn't been revamped. But everything else has been redone, and it's good as time as any, I think, to do that. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. Oh, the last thing I wanted to mention is the Dawson's Rambles things. Brian posting his ramble videos every Sunday has reminded me I need to post the ones I promised I was going to. I believe I still needed to do Die Ranger and maybe Jetman. I don't remember if I did Jetman or not. I don't know, but I know there's some I need to do, and I would like to continue those. I don't think I'll do once a week one like Shugi does, because I don't have much to talk about, I don't think. But I'd like to make that like maybe a twice a month or once a month thing to always get over Ramble Out, because those are pretty fun to do. And I did say I would do Die Ranger, I believe, is the one I haven't done. So in 2014, I do hope to have some more of those. But probably, depending on how much I have to talk about, 2 or 1 a month. And it's also depending on reviews, because I have a lot of stuff to put out. But I think that's it. I'm pretty sure as soon as I upload this, I will remember something else I was going to say. But I can't think of anything. I just wanted to see how long I could weird you out. Anyway, that was weird. So anyway, I just want to say thanks. Thanks for the support. Look forward to more shenanigans in 2014. Obviously, I'm still continuing to be in the podcast until Kevin kills me. At which point, you can use this video as reference to know that he did it. But yeah, so fun times. Just let me know in the comments, those of you who watch these, if there's anything you'd like to see, or anything of the sort like that, or if there's any specific older things from here you'd like to see first. I'm sure I'll get those comments in the collection video. I'm not doing the Time Force Megazord though. I'm just telling you that right now. Anyway, I'm gonna go because I'm running out of things to say, and now I'm just getting to that point where I just keep saying random stuff until I eventually stop, but then I don't stop because there's no one here to stop me, but then if they were here, they still wouldn't stop me, and I'm still going now. So I'm really gonna go this time.